in a quiet little town nestled by the hills, where a small river wound its way around the houses, life moved at an easy, unhurried pace. People here often began their mornings tending to their gardens, trading at the market, or sipping tea on their porches. Everything seemed so simple, so serene. But to Liam, a young man living in that very town, this life felt strangely empty. While the world around him carried on peacefully, Liam often felt lost, like a traveler without a map. Instead of searching for meaning, he let the days slip through his fingers. Hours disappeared as he sat in front of a glowing screen, playing video games, scrolling endlessly on social media, and consuming videos one after another. Every night ended with the same feeling, a dull emptiness in his chest. And yet, when morning came, he repeated the cycle all over again. One afternoon, while cleaning out the attic of his family's old house, Liam stumbled upon a dusty wooden box. Inside lay an antique pocket watch that once belonged to his grandfather. The watch no longer worked, the hands were frozen, the silver casing had tarnished, and the glass face bore countless scratches. Liam held it in his palm, turning it gently under the light. Despite its silence, he felt a strange connection to it, as if it carried whispers from the past. But then he sighed and thought, "It's broken. It doesn't mean anything anymore." He almost put the box back into the corner where it had been hidden for years. Yet something in his heart urged him to hold on to it. The next day, Liam walked into the only clock repair shop in town. The place was quiet, filled with the rhythmic ticking of wall clocks hanging neatly on the walls. Behind the counter sat an elderly craftsman who had repaired watches for over 50 years. Liam placed the pocket watch gently on the table. "This belonged to my grandfather," he explained. "It's been broken for a long time. I was wondering if it could still be fixed." The old man picked it up, examined it carefully, and then smiled softly. "The hands of a watch may stop, son," he said, "but time itself never does." Liam froze for a moment, his eyes fixed on the old man. The craftsman continued, "A watch is just a tool to measure time, but your life, your choices, that is how you truly measure time. You can repair this watch if you like, but the bigger question is, what will you do with the time you've been given?" Those words struck Liam like a bell ringing deep in his soul. He realized, perhaps for the first time, just how much of his life he had wasted. The hands of the watch had stopped, but his life was still moving forward, moment by moment. And those moments, once gone, could never return. Liam brought the watch home and placed it on his desk. Every time his eyes landed on it, he heard the craftsman's voice echoing in his mind. "What will you do with the time you've been given?" From that day on, Liam began to change. He no longer spent endless hours trapped in the glow of screens. Instead, he picked up books, started journaling, and learned new skills. In the mornings, instead of sleeping in, he woke early, walked around the town, breathed in the crisp air, and thought about how he wanted to spend his day. It wasn't easy at first. Old habits clawed at him, pulling him back toward the comfort of games and social feeds. But every time his hand brushed against the cold, silent pocket watch on his desk, he remembered, time never stops. A single wasted day is lost forever. As weeks passed, Liam began to notice a difference. He felt more alive, more purposeful. He spent time helping his parents, reconnecting with friends, and even volunteering in small-town activities he once ignored. The people in town noticed the change too. Some would stop him and ask, "Liam, you seem so busy these days. What happened? Why the change?" He would smile and answer simply, "I realized that time is the most precious gift we have, and I don't want to waste it anymore." The old pocket watch remained on his desk, untouched, still frozen at a moment long gone. Yet, for Liam, it had become more than just a broken heirloom. It was a symbol, a reminder that while the hands of a watch can stop, time itself flows on, and it was up to him to decide what he would do with it. One evening, Liam opened his journal and wrote, "Once, I lived as though I had infinite time, letting days pass in meaningless ways. But now I know every moment is priceless. The stopped watch has taught me the greatest lesson: time never waits, and I must live in a way that makes every moment count." My friends, each of us carries an invisible pocket watch, our own life. None of us know when the hands will stop, but we all know they will never turn backward. That is why it matters so deeply how we choose to spend our hours. Don't let your days be consumed only by distractions or empty habits. Dedicate time to your dreams, your loved ones, and the things that will fill you with pride when you look back. Live in such a way that when your own clock finally stops, you can smile, knowing you have spent your time well. If this story resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. By doing so, you can help spread this message of mindfulness and purpose to others. Sometimes, a single story is enough to wake someone up from wasting the most precious resource they have. Always remember, the hands of a watch may stop, but time never does. And you and only you can decide what to do with the time you've been given.